say too much. I feel like I don't want to say too much because, I'll come back later in a few months and be like, I told you so, loud as fuck. So I think maybe I'll just sit back and wait till then. But if I'm going to say a little something, something like the pastor on Sunday, I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep it cute. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to give you the short version of it. Carl commenting this under Casey's post, it's one of those things where I feel like as fans and viewers, we just need to sit back and just let it play out. Like, unfortunately, we had to learn from last season. Like, this is just a canon event. Like, all these Islanders always seem to have to learn this lesson the hard way. And for those of us who were here last year, right, waving the red flags and being like, everybody get the fuck away from Ace. Like, this is crazy. Get away from him, right? And then everybody left Villa and was being buddy-buddy with Ace. And we all kept being like, all of us with common sense kept being like, why would y'all hang out with him? Like, he's such a bad person. Like, this is crazy. And then Islanders, like Nick and Landra, the two first people who should have gotten the fuck away from Ace, far as fuck from him, right? Still continued to hang out with him, right? Like, Nick continued to hang out with Taylor. He continued to hang out with Ace, even though had he watched the show back, he would have seen clear as day, those are not your friends. Stay the fuck away from them. Look at the way that they did Landra. Nope, everybody refused to watch the show, right? Because this is what happens when everyone refuses to watch the show. And because you, for the sake of keeping the friendship and keeping the family, and we're all such close friends, so we're going to ignore what everybody else says. And this is delusion of like, everybody's just parasocial. All of you guys were not in the villa with us, so you don't understand what it was like in the villa. You don't understand what our connections were like, blah, 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 blah. And like I've said in the past, while editors do isolate certain moments, right? And editors can 100% of the show production can give people a certain edit. One thing that production does not do is force someone to behave in a way that's not in their character. Production doesn't make shit up. So yes, maybe production hides all their good moments and only shows their bad moments, but those bad moments did happen. It's true to their character. It is who they are. So it's like, we actually didn't have to be in the villa with you guys. We got the main parts of everybody's character. We did. Everyone's character was in fact shown. And just like last season, when Nick and Landra continued to be friends with Ace and Taylor when they should have been cut them off for the sake of taking the high road, for the sake of like, oh, what happened in the villa just happened in the villa. It's fine. We're all better people. We're all moving on. Just for it to blow up in their face, just for all of a sudden that jealousy to creep out a few months later when they weren't relevant anymore and start shading them and doing funny things towards them. Oh, who could have seen that coming? And we're going to see the same story play over again. In a few months, or I would say around this time next year, Casey is going to pop out and he's going to start running his mouth and saying disrespectful and kind of like playing in an eye's face again, right? Because it's convenient, because it gets clicks, because nobody actually gives a fuck about him and he wants people to tune into what the fuck he's up to. So he'll do what Ace did, right? Where Ace went on that interview and kind of accused Nick of having STDs, accused Nick and Landra being fake, saying all this foul shit so that people would click on his interviews, so people would care what he says. Casey's going to follow that exact playbook. And then Carla and I are going to sit here and be like, we could have never seen this coming. What? I don't understand why he's doing this. But this is so out of character for him. This is not who he is. The same exact way they're all still hanging out with Sincere. All as a group are all still hanging out with Sincere, and nobody has any smoke for Sincere. Nobody cares about Sincere's behavior. And it's like, okay, well, when? Because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when Sincere gets comfortable enough to do Melanie filthy, because he's going to do her filthy. And the longer that he has to behave, the longer that he has to be on his best behavior and pretend to be a good person, the dirtier he's going to do her, the more disgusting he's going to play her. They're all, as an entire group, are all going to act shocked and be like, that's not the Sincere we knew. We never knew him to be this person. We're shocked. We couldn't believe that he would do this. Okay, canon event. The words of my mother, those who don't hear will feel. So, I'll be here to say I told you so. I sure will.